Curious to know how Fantastic Four co-stars Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan figure into a potential third installment in the Top Gun franchise? Keep watching to find out. There was a time when the idea of Pete Maverick Mitchell climbing back into the cockpit was little more than a nostalgia pipe dream. Incredibly though, Top Gun Maverick has been prepping for takeoff since 2010, when producer Jerry Bruckheimer and the late director Tony Scott were planning a sequel focused on the prevalence of drone warfare. That concept never took flight though, and over a decade and a global pandemic later, we can now finally see Cruise's legendary flyboy soar into a sequel that's as good or even better than the movie that came before it. Taking us to new heights and bringing in a band of fresh aviators, Top Gun Maverick propels into unexpected territory and leaves us asking the previously unthinkable, can it go any further?
I feel the need for speed.
Seeing as it took over 30 years for a sequel to the iconic 80s movie to materialize, some might think that there's no reason to hope that a third installment will be gearing up for takeoff anytime soon. But given the considerable buzz Top Gun Maverick has generated in the lead-up to its release, and the fact that we're in an era when sequels and franchises are all the rage, perhaps we shouldn't be so cynical. While it's not like he's struggling for billion-dollar franchises to be a part of, Maverick is proof that Cruise can breathe life back into any film franchise. In the case of his latest airborne adventure, could Top Gun Maverick bring its mile-high heroes back for another pass? Having already been a hit with both critics and audiences, expectations are high that a return flight to the world of Top Gun will translate to some big numbers. After all, Tom Cruise is still standing, running, and flying as one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood. And with Top Gun Maverick already expected to bring in between $255 million and $390 million at the domestic box office, according to projections by Box Office Pro, and there's every chance it could exceed those expectations. Of course, when in the business of blockbusters, an occasional success story can spawn an even bigger one, and the open slot for a third Top Gun film could come at a crucial time for the studio behind the movie. With mere days before the big takeoff of Top Gun Maverick, Paramount released a trailer for the next installment of the other blockbuster property Cruise has headlined for decades, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Guaranteed to boast even more dangerous stunts than the tense espionage-laced escapades that came before, the two-part Dead Reckoning installment of the beloved spy franchise will mark the final chapter for Ethan Hunt, as it has been described as a wrap-up for the series. If this really is the end of IMF, Paramount's mission, should they choose to accept it, is to find another franchise to fill the slot, one that can also cash in on Cruise's star power, even if he may not necessarily always need to be front and center for potential future installments.
Show me the money!
Before Maverick flies off into the sunset, a brand new squad of Top Guns have been tested in combat and proven themselves more than capable of going back out without their teacher. To see that happen in a future Top Gun film would be a bold maneuver, but it's one that Miles Teller's former Fantastic Four co-star Michael B. Jordan could certainly give a few pointers on, given the success he's had with another franchise that has been revived for a new generation. Whereas some legacy sequels have attempted to reignite a property under the same name, but with an all-new cast, the different approach by bringing back its titular character but allowing a new challenger to step forward and usher in a fresh era.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
Creed sees Michael B. Jordan stepping into the ring to tell a whole new story that follows directly in the footsteps of Sylvester Stallone's legendary boxer, who returned for the first two films of the spin-off trilogy, albeit in a supporting role. With this in mind, there's no reason why this newly revived franchise couldn't follow suit. By the end of Top Gun Maverick, the likes of Phoenix, Hangman, and Barber, all characters should be happy to see take off again, and Maverick doesn't necessarily need to be front and center. Between Teller's honorable hero and Powell's suave, glory-hogging wise guy, there's a whole host of characters and heroes in the making we'd be happy to follow back into the danger zone. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite movies and TV shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.